we encourage and somewhat even promote a state referendum that would put it back in the cities or the jurisdictions, the government entities' core ball.
To give the city more say so what
Yes,
they want to do
so
for their
of
own
what
self.
they want to do.
Yeah, because I don't want the state kicking in their door and telling them what to do. We just want them to have an option to say yes or no.
And then
It's
maybe,
up to the people
maybe
there
do what
to
Xenia
do the
did and come
arguing.
back in every, like, who knows, 20 years or something, and renew it or
It's-
something.
To me, it's up to the. I mean, it would be up to the council, the people, ballot vote, whatever, to say yes or no fluoride. If they want to bring up a vote later on, but at least give them the option to say yes or no. Right now, it's, you know, you're shackled. You can't do anything about it except for try and go through the very lengthy process of going to state.
And asking for only an opt-in or opt-out, I don't think a referendum is necessary. I really believe it can just be legislation that's passed.
It's not necessary at all. I agree, but helpful.
Referendums are generally used to get around stalling by the General Assembly.
Sure.
So if the General Assembly is going to do it, then that's a matter
There you
of
go.
getting their majority.
Right.
So there you've got to find the appropriate committees in the Senate and the House of Reps. But
Yeah, because see, that's what we're just trying to figure out which way to go. Because if we need to, you know, lobby up at the State House, or you know,
Or educate.
yeah, and educate people, you know, that's our main goal is just to make sure that, because you can put it on a ballot. Let's say if it were on a ballot, your average voter is going to go up there and say, we've been fluoridating. Oh, why not keep it going without, you know, even knowing why it's on the ballot.
Which is
you know?
exactly why we're trying to get as
So-
much publicity, at least to get people to look. At least say, well, I've never heard that before. Let me
Yeah.
poke around Google or something. But, you know,
So
it's
I mean,
a little
kinda-
something.
Well, there's a lot of Google, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
yeah, but when you Google it, you understand that most of the top hits are on the governmental websites
Exactly, that's
because
the problem.
they get more hits, and that's what the Google
Google looks
program
for,
looks
yeah.
for.
Well, government-wise, we have fun with EPA because they contradict themselves several times. But
No.
Okay, how about ADA?
ADA, they've said they haven't touched whether ingesting it's bad because they're dentists. They don't want to go there. But they've said it has to be topical over and over again. But they've said they're just like the CDC. The ADA's like, it's great, it's wonderful that we're adding water, you know, fluoride to the water, and it's one of the greatest health accomplishments of the 20th century. And then, but it's not systemic. You have to be
I
topical.
would like to add that, you know, while we're touching upon the federal level, the FDA stated in 2000 to the U.S. House Committee on Science that they never provided any specific approval for the safety or effectiveness of any fluoride substance that was ingested. FDA doesn't approve of it, that's all I'm saying. It's not FDA approved, it's one of those things you see on the commercials where it's, you know, $29.99, 3 easy payments, miracle pills.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just what it seems like to me.
Hey, Pam, I got a quick question for you. Just pick a ballpark number. What does the city pay to fluoridate the water here? Is that,
I couldn't use that thought.
and if we can
I mean,
find
it-
out, like,
It
that would save
depends on, it depends on, you
even.
know, what you're taking into consideration. You know, there's a fluoride
The
lab,
cost of
there's
chemicals
cost,
and then-
the cost, it's not just the cost of the chemicals, it's.
so that's a
The
deep question.
testing.
Yeah.
It's costly.
And I would say if we ever got to a point where we chose not to, you know, getting it out of the system, that might cost. But over time, after that, you know, a filter or whatever is put in place or whatever need be done, you know, that would save the city money not having to pay for the chemicals to put in the water too. I mean, that's another plus, I think, if, you know, this were to get further down the road.
Ohio Department of Health provides information on the safety, benefits, and cost of fluoridation and gives financial and technical assistance to community water systems through the fluoride reimbursement program. That's the Ohio Department of Health.
Does that mean people who get sick from it, they'll pay their doctor bill, or does that mean?
Well, that's another one, is go to the agencies, avoid the legislature to start with and go to the agency.
Yeah.
See which way.
Well, they definitely seem a lot more approachable.
Yeah, see, that's one of those things, though, why, you know, I'm not a big fan of, you know, courts and stuff like that, is because they say that, but then you have to prove that it did cause, you know, your problem, and in order to, and you have to go through court after court after court, you know, deal or
Well,
whatever.
causation and something like this is near to impossible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's always normally, you know,
Right, they proved it
DOA
before,
on
the
court.
validity of it, you know,
Yeah.
they aren't gonna do that.
Constitutional challenge, more along the lines of religious freedoms and something like that. The constitutionality isn't we scientifically approve this, it's
A
more along
non-issue
the lines of,
constitutionally.
Human issue.
by law, you can or can't.
I mean, even in your mountain water, you're going to Tennessee,
Yeah.
Kentucky, where I just came back from,
Right.
you're gonna find traces of arsenic, you're gonna find traces of fluoride,
Mhm.
and that's occurring and being consumed by the people that live to be 102, or, you know,
But on a much
die at 9.
much smaller levels usually on a
Yes,
usual
right,
basis.
and- but-
And it's not
But
to
I
the point
mean,
where they're
this is
actually
not
dumping
something
more
that you
in.
go scream with your hands up in the air when it's naturally occurring.
That's the problem.
Not from a runoff.
Yeah,
not from-
naturally occurring.
Right.
That's yeah. But like I said earlier,
It would just
unless
be,
it's calcium, it's not natural. It
it
didn't
would
come
just be
from
a
a
vast
natural cause.
improvement if we just quit putting it in the water.
Cause
Yeah.
there's really,
Minimum.
there's really nothing
Like I said,
substantial on the other side.
if the EPA wants to come back later and say KO88 dumping, sodium fluoride dumping is bad, that's all and good. That's wonderful. But at least stop adding it to the water.
'Cause I mean,
Plus
we think
what
if
it's
it
already- yeah.
occurs naturally, that even helps our case even more, cause it's like, okay, if it occurs naturally, you want it in there, then don't put any more in there.
Okay, what do the experts think about water fluoridation? There are many national and international organizations that recognize the public health benefits of community water fluoridation for preventing dental decay. The American Dental Association has compiled an impressive compendium listing almost 100 such organizations. So
That's the
see
problem.
what-
They say
see what you're against.
they say organizations, but do they say studies, numbers? They don't have.
And
they
again,
have
you know,
none
the
of it.
ADA and the EPA, you know, they're just like, they're as good as Democrats, Republicans, you know, on how they see issues.
Just another thing I'd like to mention real quick is, you know, even if even if these dental benefits do exist, I mean, you have the dental benefits versus, you know, all the 96% of fluoride you consume, you know, appearing in your bones, replacing calcium. You know,
Yeah, that's the real question.
dental benefits. You know, you can't just say, oh, there's dental benefits, let's do it. You have to weigh it versus the health, you know, what is the word I want?
Health problems.
Detriments, health detriments, as opposed to the dental benefits.
Because the risks, I would say, drastically outweigh
And you're
the
right,
benefits.
everything that we, as the public, we think of fluoridation as the dental, the
Right.
benefits. And again, quote, "The single most important step a community can take to improve the dental health of its people." That's what more than 50 years of research and community experience have shown that fluoridation works. And,
Absolutely.
you know, we read
That's-
this kind of stuff, and then we listen to you, and
The problem is look at their resource list. They don't have any.
For that.
There is no resource
Because
list.
before-
There's no,
because
like-
you figure that was right before,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was what
Cite
they
your
came out
source.
in
They have none.
69.
There is none.
And we're saying that like 50 years of research has shown that if we do this, you know, it's a vast help to society. We're doing you all a favor because of our research of 50 years, which would bring you to like 1919 is when they started conducting this or whatever.
I mean, you could look at dental health benefits. I think that there's been enough studies. The largest dental study ever, consisting of 400,000 students around the world, ages I think it's 9 to 15 or something like that, or 9 to 16, says that dental benefits from fluoride are non-existent and quite possibly are detrimental. I would say they don't exist. There is no benefit. But even beyond that, you have to weigh your health benefits versus your dental benefits. And I think it's a lot, like I said, dental benefits, dental health care is really not, it's a non-issue anymore.
I think a lot of what you're seeing too is the improvement in people's access to dental health care as far as teeth cleaning.
Yeah.
And probably a lot more benefits being derived from people getting their teeth cleaned.
Exactly.
Than fluoride.
Yeah, I mean, like in
So to say that there's any kind of, over 40 years it's gotten better, is just kind of the fact that, you know, much more people get their teeth clean than what.
Exactly. You look at
Is it a
Can all be
non sequitur,
attributed to
does it
fluoride.
follow?
if you look at I don't know, a graph, you're looking at caries and cavities in people's teeth. You know, it's been a slow down climb over the years, you know, per capita. But you look at how many people go to their 6-month dental, you know, clean, or, you know, see their dentist or brush their teeth once, twice a day. It's went skyrocketed. I mean, in 1940, 1930, there was no such thing as, you know, nylon toothbrushes, that you have toothpaste that was out there. You know, horsehair brushes were out in 1940, but nylon brushes didn't even come out till the early 1950s, if I'm not mistaken. So
I mean,
even
if
then,
you
and
do-
that became a lot cheaper. So more people
You
started
can-
brushing their teeth.